Okay, so now we're going to start our collage, and we're going to start with the bigger pieces to kind of build a nice foundation for the collage and have pieces to anchor it down. So this is our workspace here. We're working on a white background, but of course you can use anything you'd like. I just prefer to use white because I think it gives it a nice canvas and gives the colors a chance to pop. But anything like a blank marble or wood grain or anything without too much distraction would work great for a collage. Let's begin with our bigger elements, and for this piece in particular, it'll be our bitter melon. So keeping in mind these dimensions, we're going to want to start in the middle and kind of build outward, because you don't want big pieces hanging on the edge and then your piece is going to feel a little lopsided. So you want to keep in mind your composition, your rule of thirds when you're shooting photography in general and when you're collaging. That will really keep the rhythm of the piece flowing and nothing feeling out of balance. And just have fun with it, because it's food and you're playing with food, and if you don't like how something looks, you can just move it. Like for here, I put this here, but I realized I have another stem piece with a stem, so I might put that on this side instead of that side to balance out this stem piece. From there, I'm going to work with my zucchini rounds, because those are kind of larger pieces as well. And one way to get a really good balance on your collage is to not stay in one place at the table or wherever you're working from. Kind of work from one side, but then switch to another, and then switch to the other side, so you can get a really balanced piece. And even though we've cut, half of the zucchini, we don't have to use the whole thing. You can just save this to eat it later. Nothing's going to go to waste, so don't worry about that. Next, I'm going to put down some of our tongue of fire beans. And for this piece in particular, one side is really bright fuchsia and the other side is more muted. So for that, I want to highlight this really beautiful fuchsia color. So I would put that down instead of the other side. And these are a little bit dry, so this is maybe an element I would want to just hit with a few drops of water. So when you shoot it, the camera will catch the little drops of water and kind of make it pop a little bit more. Next, we're going to put down our purple potatoes. And these are starchy, so this is another element we would maybe want to hit with a few drops of water before we shoot it too, because the starchiness tends to dry it out a little bit. Next, we'll put down our limes. And I'm going to showcase the inside of the lime and also the pretty vibrant green skin. Since we're working with greens and purples, I want to show all different tones of greens and purples. Next, we're going to put down some of our purple shiso. So one side is purple and the other side is green. So I think I'll put down a few different pieces, a few different ways, so you can see both sides. Next, I'm going to put down some of our carrots. I want to showcase the inside, since it has that beautiful white vein running through it. And I'm going to put down some more of the bitter melon, but the cross section. And then you'll be able to see some of the seeds too, which I think are a really interesting texture. Now that most of my larger elements are in place, I can start filling it in with maybe some of the flowers or smaller elements like the blueberries. But from here, maybe I'll take a picture so I can get an Instagram photo that goes from a more sparse collage to a more dense collage. And it's nice to get a little variety in the placement. If you put down one mint leaf going one way, maybe the next mint leaf you put down will go the other way. So you get lots of nice movement and variety in your collage. Just to check my composition, when I feel like I'm getting close to completing the collage, I'll take a few photos and to kind of preview the image on my phone before I Instagram it, or to see if there's any missing spaces that I'm not seeing from this angle, because the bird's eye view angle is very different than from what you're seeing from this angle. So you want to make sure you walk around the table and look at it from every side to see if it looks balanced on every side, from left, right, up, down, everywhere.